well, right?
Yeah.
And he's going to be playing offlane now for VP Prodigy. And what I really like for him, at least right now, is that the meta fits his heroes. You have your Pugnas, your Necros, your green slimy heroes that he loves to play, and they're very popular at the moment.
That's true, especially for, I remember talking with a few people that played with DM who were involved with the teams before, is one of the things they always highlight is he's incredibly good at slotting into whatever a team required, right? Like he came in, there were certain heroes he didn't know on previous teams. He dedicated the time, and he was kind of that I feel like it's a more staple thing you need nowadays, someone that just fills whatever gap is in your lineup.
True, but I feel like when he fills the gap, then he's only good and comfortable on a few of those heroes. And then if the team knows those few heroes, they just ban them out and they can actually target him like that. So him being in a new team, actually I think is a big advantage now if they haven't screamed against Cybertractor or Cyber.
There
And
you go.
speaking of
One
green
green
heroes.
boy instantly. We didn't really talk a lot of the bans, but bans were literally your common ones that we see very often, your Kotls, your Chens, your Marses. Pugna actually, in my opinion, is one of the strongest heroes at the moment because not only has he been buffed, but he's also your versatile hero that can go to any single lane, right? You can be your offlane, your mid, your position 4, even a position 5 in some games.
And man, is he annoying. He just puts the ward. Level 1, he gets the ward, he puts it, and it's draining your mana, and you can't use any spells. So let's say a position 5 who wants to take the range creep, you just take damage, and it does a lot of damage. So it's been really annoying playing against
And
this.
if you want to go for that ward, usually a good Pugna plants it in the woods somewhere, right? So you have to go out of position to hit it. While you're doing that, he's also hitting you. Even if you bring it low, he can deny it. It's just a mess of a hero at the moment.
Yeah, it's very annoying to play against, definitely.
Definitely a mischievous one, and it kind of screws over things like, you know, clarities as well, right? Because you might have a clarity stay far back, but the moment you cast spell, like you said, to try and get a range creep, that's gone. So, like, there's not really a clear advantage being up against him or a way to get mana regen on your lane anymore, right? When the Neverward is down.
Yeah, just spam mangoes. That's all you do.
Mangoes are back, is that what you're saying?
The same thing, by the way. I love the first two picks from both of these teams. Dragonite as well. I think yesterday as well, in almost every single game, it doesn't seem like he has a counter on the mid lane at the moment. You have to ban out something like a monkey pretty much, and that's it.
Even the monkey. Monkey just takes the Jingu stacks and he denies. It's not like he can threaten the DK's life. But there's a hero that I've been playing a lot in pubs now, and that I think counters these fat heroes, and it's the Witch Doctor. And I would really like to see him. I think it kind of goes well with the CIS type of play, and that's the hero that I would like to see counter these fat heroes, also the heroes that like to run in.
Look at how fabulous this Phoenix looks in this set. It was, you know, like Harry Potter style right there. It looks really cool.
Well, it fits the theme here. I guess maybe the point is that do we see something along the lines of Tusk coming out? I don't know if I saw that get banned in the initial phase.
Let's see. Actually, hasn't been banned, hasn't been picked as well, which is also very interesting.
Very surprising, yeah.
Pangolier, obviously one of the strongest heroes as well in the meta. So we aren't really shifting. These teams aren't picking anything extraordinary, just completely sticking to the meta. Pango, your solid disable that does not need any items, can bring a lot of utility to the team with the Vlads, with the pipe.
And when you mentioned that Tusk, he does work really well with the Tusk, though I don't believe we're gonna be seeing it. There's not much chance it's gonna be a mid Pugna. Have we ever? Was there a
No,
mid
I
Pugna?
doubt it.
Yes?
I doubt that as well. I don't think this is a mid Pugna. Most likely, even this Pango kind of gives it away that it should be your position 4 that goes and lanes with him. You have this lane that can push in the waves very easily, and then Pugna can go back and stack and pull the hard camp, which is also pretty solid.
That's true. You wouldn't be fully leveraging the skill set, right? Because DK is very good at denying your approach to the tower, I guess would be a fair point, right? He stops a Pugna from being able to poke and prod.
I like the Phoenix versus Pugna overall, though. It is a hero that has only magic damage. The crab fight doesn't really work against you. Both Pugna and Pango don't really work well against the egg. They're not your fast-hitting heroes. So
Phoenix's spells don't really use up that much mana, so you can rarely make a mistake and die. You can go for the dive. Sometimes you can die when using the egg with the Nether Ward, but it usually does not happen. So it's actually an overall really nice pick.
Oracle as well. Now they have some save as well there. Oracle is really good versus Pugna too. You have the Purge, you have many of these spells that hit him really hard, really early on. from level 3 you can see kills on Pugna happening on that lane super easily with the Oracle's amount of burst.
But this is the, okay, it's a DP, but this is the kind of game I like the Oracle in. You have heroes that actually don't want to run in that much, but they want to stand and hit the tower. So if you are running into us, I have a clear target for my ulti, and the Phoenix is going to be the one that's going to also take care of that area, so that they can't really run into the Oracle. So I feel like this Pango is gonna need to do some heavy lifting if they want to get into the back line.
What you're saying is that they need some sort of initiation, right? They need a solid Blink Dagger, let's say, on the Pango to be able to catch the Pango off guard, or they can just pick something that can get behind and find him.
Well, if there's one consistency in CIS, it's Naga, and it's come out again. How do we feel about this hero at the moment? Because it has been picked a lot in recent times.
It's pretty solid. I also think it's a hero that they wanted to pick because VP Prodigy can play it really well. Epileptic Kid, you talked about him and how he's the new extra Prodigy from the CIS. It only feels really that way when he's playing these illusion-based heroes. When he's playing your Nagas, PLs, Terrorblades. If he's not on those, let's just say that he's not on the same level.
He tried to expand his pool, right? Because I think the point I felt with these illusion heroes is that when you're in your pub games, you're a pub star, it's 1v9, right? And illusion heroes feel like the safest way to try and win your games.
They definitely are, and that's probably the way that he was rank 1 for a long time, so I don't know if he is now, but I think he played a lot of PL. I think that was his main hero. Though the Alchemist pick here, I really like. On the side of the Dire, Cyber Tractor doesn't have damage for him. They don't have damage, and if you're looking at who's gonna farm faster and who's gonna come online faster, Naga or the Alchemist, it's gonna be the Alchemist. He's naturally gonna build the Radiance, so...
It's also a hero that deals well with Yag. A lot of attack speed coming from him.
So it's, to me, this is a perfect pick, and I'm not sure how actually you do counter this Alchemist. What do? You have DK in mid. He doesn't really do much. He can pressure the tower, but he doesn't feel too good.
You have to play tempo, but you're limited with tempo because you have Naga, right? So that's obviously.
And you have Oracle and Phoenix.
You could go for something like a Huskar right now and cheese them out. That's also an option, definitely. Because one thing from VP Prodigy, however, is the fact that they picked this Dead Prophet, and we can't say for sure that that's going to be their mid hero. It could be just as easily their position 5, which is a position that Prophet has been played more often right now than on that mid lane.
I feel you just chase the DK with the DP, right? Because the Soul Siphon just gives you so much against the DK. So if DK is mid, you put DP in mid. If is off lane, you can put her either position 5 or 1. It's just about the Alchemist if he's gonna get farmed, so you just put him wherever he's gonna have the best time.
Very interesting that they last ban out the Batrider, and their team literally has Oracle and Naga. You know, two heroes that are really good against him overall throughout the game and in the laning stage. I guess they're just securing Dragonite. They're maybe thinking that it could be an FN Batrider mid, which he does play quite a lot, and it crushes DK. So I think they are expecting a last pick mid from VP Prodigy.
Yeah, but this could also be like, yo, we're gonna tell you that we're putting DK mid, but we might not be. That can
the
also
next level plays.
Yeah.
Who has more flexibility of their draft right now, do you think, in terms of positions?
They're very similar, but Prodigy, definitely.
Cyber Tractor, you have 4 Phoenix, you have 5 Oracle, and you have 1 Naga Siren. And when you see the last pick, you're probably gonna know everything. On the other side of VP Prodigy, it's hard. Alchemist, position 1 or position 2, Death Prophet, 3, 1, 5, 2. So it most likely 5 or 2.
Death Prophet, anything.
Anywhere.
Anything. Pango, just the same almost. Yeah,
they rules everywhere.
They're very
right
flexible on both sides. It's pretty much what this meta is all about. And they picked the Grimstroke last. Alright, so it will be the DP most likely mid, right?
Yeah.
Should be.
Does this feel like one of those good natural Grimstroke games where instead of forcing combos, it just slots in to complete your draft? Because, you know, we used to see people really fixate on Lich Grimstroke or Grimstroke.
You don't need...
Pagana Grimstroke is one of those, though. It does a lot of damage. And now when it's 7 seconds cooldown on your Pagna ulti, it's not like you ever have to wait to combo something. Pagna can always suck someone, and then when the Grimstroke just uses his ulti, you always have the cooldown. So.
Grimstroke right now is just exceptionally strong. It's just the way it is. It doesn't even matter if you have combos or not, because the hero is like just so strong in the laning stage. He has a slow that also nukes you. He has a silence, and he has an AOE damage ability that stuns you in the end. He's really strong in the laning stage, but I think the most important aspect of this hero is the fact that he outpushes really easily. So any sort of aggression for Cyber Tractor early on should be easily repelled by a measly position 5.
That's true. That's true. But then again, you have an Oracle. You lane him against the Grimstroke. You don't have the Inkswell, to be honest. It stuns. It does some damage
But
when you perk
won't,
it off.
though.
but-
You're gonna have Oracle on the safe lane with Naga, right? And Grimstoke will be safe lane as well, most likely.
I mean,
Oh.
You may now select your
This
team.
maybe leaves it a little bit unclear still, right? The Puck, the DK, can you still interchange those for Cyber Tractor?
I feel like you just want to lane the puck against the DP and Dragonite against the Alchemist, because Dragonite won't care about the Acid Spray and the puck doesn't care about the Soul Siphon. So the safest bet is to send the puck mid. And even if the puck is mid against the Alchemist, puck can be very annoying, to be honest. If you play well, you can be very annoying.
It gives
even
you
to the Alchemist.
it gives you a lot of extra team fight. It gives you some catch as well. It's a nice hero to nuke down Pugna. It's a nice hero versus Pango and his Rolling Boulder as well, right? Rolling Thunder. So overall, it's a pretty solid pick for them.
Yeah, I like the pick.
Who do you think got the better side of the draft then?
VP.
I think VP definitely, because an inexperienced team playing against an Alchemist lineup, it's gonna put extra pressure on them. When you have that pressure, you're gonna make mistakes, and it's gonna be easy to capitalize on that, and then you feed 1 or 2 kills.
And in the end, it
game.
does look like a really solid Alchemist game as well.
Yeah.
You might have a Vessel sooner or later on Phoenix, but it doesn't look like they have a solid answer to him.
I guess the other point we can make is that when you look at the side of VP Prodigy, if any team's going to know how to play around Naga right now, it's going to be them, right? We already highlighted Epileptic Kid, his understanding of that hero, so he probably understands the timings very well and how to counter that and when to get involved. But I don't think we've got our casters ready just yet, so there's an opportunity to talk a little bit more about the game and what you expect here. Like, what is the standout lanes on each side? Who has to really pop off for, say, Cyber?
Well, the DK needs to take a tower. If either it be mid tower or the safe lane tower, and they need to invade the woods with 3-4 heroes to constantly stay there, to take an area of the map. If they're unable to do that, which is going to be hard against the Pango, against the Grimstroke, who are going to push out the lanes, against the DP, who just comes and stands there, uses their ulti. So if they don't do that, it's going to be extremely hard.
All right, well, actually, it turns out the game isn't quite ready yet. Although there's no Shadow Shell in this game, there's 2 S's in the cast. We've got Sunsfan and Synderen on the line. How's it going, boys?
Greetings! How are you guys doing?
Oh, not too bad.
Wow, you
Just in my
totally
natural
don't sound
atmosphere.
like you just woke up for this, Shannon. That's great.
Shut up, Synderen. Be quiet.
It's an
I actually
improvement
took
from
a
yesterday.
1.5 hour nap, so yeah, it's gonna
Oh,
take me a bit.
nice.
Apologies.
You know what?
Rough stuff.
There's nothing better to wake up to than a fucking Cyber Tractor. So,
Well,
Dude, did you see their logo? Holy shit, it's
did. It looks
unbelievable.
good. Well,
it's a
it
really
turns
good
out,
logo.
boys, it looks like the tractor is ready to get going and out of the barn. So we'll let you take this one away. Enjoy the game 1.
Shannon, I gotta
Synderen.
say, I was looking at this draft, right? I was like,
Yes.
a team called Tractor must be good at farming, right? So they pick Naga, which is a real farmer hero. It's a real farmer hero. But what's the counter to that? The fucking John Deere Alchemist on Radiant. This is gonna be
That's right.
farming simulator, but one team has the best of the best, and the other one has a vintage model that is a bit outdated. So
Wow, listen to you and these analogies, dude.
I
Very nice.
really think VP Prodigy have a pretty big advantage in this game. I think the panel covered most of the stuff that I wanted to talk about as well. Like, there's a great Alchemist game. They have awesome outpush to secure his farm. They're probably more experienced, in my opinion, probably have better individual players as well. VP Prodigy have some really strong, talented players, in my opinion, on every position. So, Cyber Tractor have their work cut out for them.
Can I ask you how you know so much about tractors, by the way?
How much did I know?
Well, you knew of John Deere. That's pretty good for a European.
I may
Not
have
gonna
Googled
lie.
it because I forgot.
I knew it. God damn it.
I was like, what's that tractor brand called? The really known one. And I Googled tractor brand. I was like, oh, yeah, it's John Deere. Yeah.
Man, you really impressed me for a very brief moment in time. With
I Google all my
seems to be your
jokes.
specialty.
Every time I'm
pretty
funny,
sad.
it's somebody else's joke. Don't worry.
It's okay. I can relate. So it is going to be Alchemist, like you said, versus the Naga. But in the laning stage, it's going to be Alk versus Puck. what are your thoughts on this specific matchup? I mean, Alk should be fine, but what about from the Puck perspective?
I think they both farm. Puck's best option in this lane is to play hyper aggressive on level 1, 2, and 3. Try to really force Alchemist to buy salves. The problem is Puck has 0 base armor, so when you put down Acid Spray, it actually hurts a lot. He's ticking for like 20 per tick of level 1 Acid Spray, so it's rough for him for sure to fight this. I think it's I would be happy as Alchemist here overall.
Yeah.
Also, just the macro aspect of it, right? It's not as fun playing the guy that has to dominate. It's like this extra pressure looming over you all the time playing as the Puck here that you just have to. It's like a psychological advantage.
Well, you don't think there's any pressure on the Alk shoulders? He's the one that has to farm all game. I mean, obviously that's what he does best, but in theory, so as a Puck, you're supposed to not win this lane, right? Does that really create psychological pressure?
It's not fun to play a lane that you're not supposed to win against Alk. That is real bad.
I mean, they last picked it, all right? So
yeah, they did. I mean, it might be a comfort zone thing. It might be a tempo thing where they're like, okay, the enemy team has Alchemist. We need to be able to play fast and invade. And I like the Puck for that. It's a fast hero that really wants to get involved from that mid lane early on. But strictly from a laning perspective, it's you're not too happy with it. Let's look at the other lanes though.
Sure. Bottom
the
lane,
panel
we
was
got
talking
DK.
about getting what was it, Grimstroke against Oracle, but it looks like VP Prodigy thought one step ahead and were expecting that to happen. So they put their position 4 Grimstroke in the safe lane, and they put their 5 Pugna in that off lane together with Pangolier. So they've got all of the matchups that they want. I think DP against Dragonite is awesome. Pangolier is happy to lane against Naga because it's not a super high pressure lane. Pango just wants to have a good start. Doesn't need to win his lane by any means. Just needs to do okay. And this way they also get Nether Blast against the Naga Illusions. Man, they're running him down here.
Well, in the bot lane, we're going to see some more Spirit Siphon action onto the DK as well. Yeah, actually, Naga top is quite low in the HP department, but should be fine for now. Has 3 Tangos to boot. Well, while we're talking about this top lane, Pango, Pugna versus the Oracle Naga Siren. I mean, when you get to the mid to late game, obviously we talked about this yesterday, but Pugna can now destroy illusions a little bit faster since you don't really need that Aghanim Scepter. I believe it's a 7-second cooldown for the Life Leech. And then Pango can disarm them all. And they have some answers, and obviously Alchemist just pushes like crazy. So even if it gets late game, it's not really that... What's the best way to put this? Typically, if you're going against a Naga, you don't want to go super late game. And Alchemist super late game isn't. He kind of falls off to a degree, especially if you go with like the battle build. What is the late game situation looking like for each respective team? Is there a window?
I think both teams can win this game if it goes late. Most of the time in Dota nowadays, that's honestly the case. There's not too many drafts that are like just where you're like, okay, this team is doomed if it gets to X minutes. Like most of the time you will favor one, but not by a lot. And the thing here is, Alchemist is not a bad late game hero anymore. It really comes down to, he got a lot of buffs to late game that he didn't used to have. He can give away Ags to get more damage and more spell amp.
Hell yeah.
He gets the talents are amazing on Alk. When he hits level 30, there's so much there for him. It's also like, when is late game in Dota nowadays, right? If late game is 40
for you,
minutes...
it never comes.
If late game is 40 minutes, then your Alk will, if he has a good game, he will still be items up against anybody. Nobody is like 6 slotted plus all of the extra items you can buy at 40 minutes except Alchemist. It's very rare, at least, that you have 6 items and Moonshard and Ags and everything, right? But Alk can get it all. So it doesn't really fall off in the same way. And DP, awesome late game hero. So I don't think the Radiant are too concerned about that. We might see a first blood here on Phoenix. Savage.
Well, stuns him up,
Barely.
but Icarus Dive is enough. At the same time, VP are able to take the bounty runes, 3 out of the 4. And should be able to get the 4th as well, so it might be a clean sweep in that department. So another game where we're going to be calling I am going to be calling VP, despite them being VP Prodigy. It's just, it's too many letters. I'm not going to say VPP. No. VPP? If you say it like that, it just sounds dirty. So just going to avoid it altogether and pretend this is Virtus Pro.
Okay.
Sound
Let's
good?
just pretend. Yeah.
Okay. So Alk has the treads. He has a soul ring. So get me up to
No
date
one
on the
is
build
really
here.
farmed on Alk already. actually, for VP.
Is this just a straight Radiance from this point on?
You didn't even get the joke, whatever.
What did you say?
I said no one is really farmed because you said we're just going to call them VP. You didn't even react.
I should have.
Oh my god.
Senator, you said
Whatever, man.
I don't give a shit what you're
I
saying.
didn't Google that joke.
I don't care what you're saying, okay?
Okay.
Please.
Fine.
Now tell me what I want to hear.
I don't know what you want to hear. It's definitely just the standard Alchemist game with a Radiance build. Why not? He has an awesome start. It's a great
tell
item
me
against Naga
this.
Siren.
All right, when you see an Alchemist these days, typically
Yeah.
you're not giving Ags away, unfortunately. It makes me really sad. At what point of the game do you consider it these days?
That's very game dependent. I think in this game, Alchemist wants to rack up 3 counter Naga items, and then he can consider doing it. So I think you want Radiance, BKB, Mjolnir, and then you can give Ags, but I think you just want AC as well, to be honest. And it sounds like so many
There's
items,
always
but for
something.
Alchemist it's an extra 5 minutes, right?
True.
Comparatively, like, who do you give Ags to in this game? That's awesome. I think the DP Ags is good. Pango Ags is good if he itemizes for it, because then they have even more damage against Naga when he gets the upgraded Rolling Thunder
Well, he
Swashbuckle combo.
is going treads. That's a good sign, kind of.
Pugna Ags, awesome against Naga. 0-second cooldown on Life Drain. So you just...
All of them are really
one
good.
illusion
Even
at a time.
Grimstroke being able to replicate
Yeah.
Naga.
Grimstroke
quite
is good if Dragon Knight goes Radiance, but even then they have their own Radiance already on Elk, so I don't even know how much it matters. Creating a Naga illusion is okay, but it's not that great. I think Grimstroke is actually their worst axe this game for the Radiant that they can give.
Yeah, well, DP, amazing Ags, like you said, especially considering it's basically position 1 in this game, right? So it actually will make a difference, as opposed to yesterday where we saw some position 5s where it's not going to be quite as useful, considering you're not going to be spamming out the spells quite as often.
Well, Pango top. This is
Pango top,
First
to the Rolling
Blood.
Thunder, and that is not First
Yes.
Blood. This is another First Blood. This time for the old Pangolier, level 6 right now.
What was the other First Blood?
Wow. It was a joke again, Synderen, that you didn't get it.
Okay, I still don't get it. That's fine.
Bottom lane, we're going to see an Inkswell stun up the Phoenix. He's going to be at half HP. But going back to the Aghanim Scepter talk, Cinderman, yesterday we saw Pangolier. It's not about just itemization, of course. I mean, obviously you want a little bit of the right-click items and whatnot for that Ags to be useful. But I've been seeing a lot of these Pangos go for the 4-second Rolling Thunder duration on the talent.
It's really,
So
really
if you go that, I don't think Ags is very good at all on that.
That
hero.
is very true. Yeah. So he needs to make the decision when he's level 15 of what kind of game it is. I will say
Bottom
against a
lane.
hero like Naga Siren, there's some value in it, right?
Dire's top tower is under
But
attack.
the other talent is also incredible. It's so good. It's probably too good, honestly. The 4-second duration level 15 talent is busted when you think about it. That's so crazy.
Well, they had to make it busted because the other one was 100% necessary if you go Ags, which everyone at that time was going Ags. So
Then
it
you
makes
can
sense.
balance them out relative to each other instead of making them both insane, right?
So this isn't a. We're not talking Ice Frog. He's not watching right now.
Top tower
Right, okay.
has fallen.
You can
Talk about
you
the
can
next
email
episode
him
of the
separately.
podcast then.
Sure, you can try. I think you stopped listening a long time ago. But Puck and company ended up getting that kill on Grimstroke about 2 minutes ago that we didn't mention, but I did watch, so I didn't miss it. Synderen, I don't know about you. Was chasing out FN a little bit as well, who is only a couple hundred away from the relic, so we'll be going towards what, an 11-minute radiance.
He
Not too
is
shabby.
Mega farmed, and they're not doing anything to stop him. Like, they haven't made a
Yeah.
single rotation because their heroes aren't good at it, right? Like, who you're going to gank mid with? Phoenix or Oracle or both? I think you had one opportunity maybe, but even Alchemist, he got level 6 before Puck, so you didn't even have the coil play where you could have made a quick move. This is a game that, in the current state, just looks a little bit doomed. If Cyber Tractor don't have any sense of urgency, I've played this pub game many times, where you're like, oh, Alk is farming. It's okay, guys, we've got Naga. Like, that's not okay. It really isn't. Like, you can't just sit back and relax here for another 10 minutes and expect to win. Alk will destroy you. If they don't feel any sense of
It's a
urgency, they
different
lose this
beast.
game in 15 minutes.
Well, Rolling Thunder being used to take the bounty rune.
Oh, he missed.
Continue to try to get this. Yeah, he misses the Naga
Oh
Siren.
my God,
Song
that
comes
was-
out, and Retsu will just TP away to safety.
He
That's
can't
unfortunate.
join Cyber Tractor with that driving. I'm pretty sure, but I don't think he wants to. He's gonna stay in his own team.
God, these puns, man. I love it.
All about it.
Well, FN did officially get his Sacred Relic. Actually, does he have Radiance coming? He does. All right, so
Oh,
10
10
minutes
minutes.
and 30 seconds
That's good enough.
Are fortified.
for an armlet.
Right, Shannon, I have a game for you right now. Before
Yes.
we talk about it, okay. You have to guess.
Bottom lane's getting destroyed, Syndra.
Okay. 2-minute interval. How long will this game be? You get to guess now. You choose a start minute and an ending minute, and then I choose.
Dire's bottom tower.
What do you mean a starting minute?
So you think
get
the
a
game ends
range?
between, yeah, exactly, a range between 20 to 22 or whatever. Like, how long do you think the
Well,
game's
what?
gonna be?
How long of a range do I get? Because I can say
2 minutes.
20 minutes to. I get 2
Two,
minutes.
2-minute
Okay.
range.
I'm gonna say 19 to 21 minutes. As Pango gets destroyed.
That's pretty accurate.
Okay, what were you gonna say?
I don't know. I'm thinking.
You can't. That's not how this works.
I'll say,
You're supposed to have it in your mind already.
I'll say. Can I take part of your range?
What the? What?
I
don't
would say
understand what
20
you're
to
even
22.
doing.
I would say 20 to 22, actually.
Jesus, Cinder. So we can't both be right.
Whatever.
That's not-
I'll take the one
defeats
right
the
above
purpose.
yours then. I'll say that.
Okay.
Fine.
So 21 to
21 to
23.
23. Yeah.
Okay.
It's heading in that direction right now.
Well, it'll continue to head in that direction if they literally have nobody come and gank Alchemist at any
They-
point.
Did kill Pango top, which is something, but they haven't managed to really take a tower. I haven't seen any particularly useful usage of Dragon Form. So not knocking on towers with the TK. You're 12 minutes in.
True.
You're playing against Alk. These towers you need to pressure more than this. You have to feel like you got to do something. But they're just chilling, you know?
I mean, he did pop it. Actually, I don't know why he popped it or what that was for originally, but they will be going for this tier 1 tower anyway, despite not having the Dragon Form anymore. This will probably not be defended as the outpost was taken top.
Dire's
And the tier 1 tower is going to be what VP have their sights set on.
Radiant's bottom tower.
So Armlet now on the way for Beams,
Structures are fortified.
aka
Radiant's
FN.
bottom
I
tower.
just read his sponsor by accident. You never
Let's
know.
go
these things,
Beams.
You know?
Tower is under
Beams, go Beams. We'll be going towards a BKB, which he almost has finished as well.
Dire's
By the time the courier gets there, he will have enough, essentially. Or did he change?
I think this might
He
be the
didn't go
most
Armlet.
farmed in a pro game I've seen Alchemist be at 13 minutes this year. I don't know if I've
Actually,
seen
what's
a
the
higher
GPM?
religion.
tower is under
He has 860 minute 13. It's insanely high. Because
Yeah,
you know,
that's
when
pretty
an Alc has a really good game, he's over 1k, right? But obviously the pacing ramps up when he gets Radiance. Now he's almost 900. It's actually absurd. It's just completely out of control already.
Bottom lane. Even an egg is being used here. Just to
Alright,
kill
we
a
got him.
lowly Grimstroke, but they'll find it.
knocking on
And
the tower.
finally seeing Dragon Form being applied to some towers, the dot damage. As a fort is forced out.
Radiant's bottom
Dot
tower.
damage,
other
is that like
side-
Coddle of the Light, or?
I know, we've had this discussion so many times over the years. A lot of people get annoyed by it as well. Dot damage, I understand it's not a double negative. What would that be? I'm literally
Stupid?
saying the same thing twice. It just sounds better than
It's
DOT.
stupid.
Because if I say just dot, then that sounds stupid. You know,
No.
he's dotting the tower. Like,
Yeah.
how am I supposed to use that as a?
Dire's
Why
middle tower
not?
is under attack.
Because it sounds stupid. Just like a
No,
bad.
you're stupid.
I know. Well, FN will be going for a Mjolnir next. Is that? I mean, now that he has BKB, they can probably just start fighting. I would assume. I mean, it's an AK
It's
network,
Mjolnir or
which is a bit
AC.
defeated considering it's an Alchemist game, but still.
I think Mjolnir or AC are the best choices. AC is more of a focus on just ending the game, pushing towers. You have DP ulti with the minus armor from AC is really good. You have super tanky Alk then, but the Mjolnir is the more direct Naga counter build. They're both fine here. I personally would favor AC because I think they're so far ahead that they could genuinely almost win the game in like 2 or 3 minutes if they get an Aegis and just go high ground. But they might not
I don't
know
understand
exactly
this.
how absurdly far ahead they
Did
are.
you
Yeah,
see
that
this
was,
Rolling Thunder?
Yeah, sometimes you just car
Radiant's
crash, you
bottom
know.
But-
tower is under attack.
It was against just illusions too, so it wasn't even
Cleaned
going
them
for a
out.
real target. Yeah, boundary room time as well. VP takes 3. Uh-oh, Puck might be in a little bit of trouble here, getting life drained. Bottling up
Put down an
now.
Obs to chase this down.
And there's TP support coming. Grimstroke gets the silenced. And with
This,
the Inkwell, should be more than enough.
This is a spell combo that's actually pretty nasty. I remember in one of my previous teams, we played this hero combination in some of our games. We played Pugna plus Grimstroke. You put the Grimstroke silence on somebody, and then you decrep them. So then they take extra damage from the Phantom's Embrace. They can't hit it because they're decrept, and all of your spells together are insane magic damage. So, like, if you catch anybody with this combo at the start of the game, you probably kill them except DK. You just can't do anything about it.
Yeah, it's pretty
So,
nice.
It's really strong. Great showcase of it there against a hero that hates being silenced in Puck, but sometimes Puck can get out of it with, you know, a couple of hits on the thing. But not even an option against a crowd.
Well, the Alk show continues to run. You said he'll probably go AC after Mjolnir? Is that what you were saying?
I would have liked him to go it before Mjolnir, but they're both like I think he'll just get them both right in any order, and then they're
Right.
going
Is
to
there?
look to
Do you think he will actually wait for the assault before pushing?
before pushing.
Yeah.
Do I think he will? I don't know. I don't think he has
mean,
to, but
You
he
picked
can.
a little later end
did.
game than me.
I did.
You know.
Oh, he found Kaiser. Or however you pronounce this guy's nickname. I'm actually
Yeah,
not sure
he's
how you
just
pronounce
walking
that.
by. I mean, he's
Quasar.
more than double his level, so he is taunting his way
1 kg
throughout the
PM
enemy
coming out.
jungle now. Oh, does not
Almost
find a
there.
camp here though. Truly sad.
Found a sentry
Really
ward,
hurting
though.
his GPM.
Alchemist, the only hero in the game that gets gold for dewarding sentries.
I'm glad that is the case actually. We're at 17 minutes, so outposts aren't really super relevant in terms of the XP.
Here comes the
Or
1
the
kg
three.
PM Shannon. 17
Is he
minutes
doing
in.
it?
He's crushing it now. There we
That's pretty good. Pretty
go.
good.
1011.
But when you don't go for the old like Manta Octarine type build, there's no way you can. I don't think there's any way you can match the GPMs of like all the records that have been broken over the years.
I don't know what the
think it's
record
much harder.
actually is.
Well, I remember
Technically, if you
back
imagine
in
you're
the
playing
day,
against a stack of, if you're playing against an Archon stack and you just like, you know, all I want is to get the highest GPM ever in an official game, I don't think you go Radiance. I don't think it's the best item. The fastest is probably to go Battle Fury and Dagger or something like that. Maybe. Yeah, I think it's slightly faster because then you can cross camps quicker, and I think you farm most of the camps faster with Battle Fury than Radiance.
I see.
But Radiance is obviously way better for like, everything else. It's way better for fighting. It's better for defensive capabilities. So, but yeah, I don't know what the record is on Alk GPM. I'm not sure. It could be broken this game. It might be something
Well,
like
we'll see.
1200 is what my memory says.
I remember Weehaw when he was on DC, he had the record briefly, and it was like 1150 something. So it's probably 1300 at this point, I would imagine. Uh-oh, Puck blinks in and gets immediately silenced and immediately dies. And with this, I think VP is just going to start pushing.
The high ground time. Yep, Mjolnir online. They've DP already.
All right.
Let's go.
Alk still has that 10-second BKB. Exorcism is now up, so this tower is going to take a ton of damage.
Dude, it feels
Pugna
so
is
weird seeing a team hit high
grinding
ground with a
a
3-3
catapult.
scoreline. It's just strange. But
Well, they have a 15k net worth lead, so
They do.
look at that number instead. That's a little bit more relevant right now. And I believe, yeah, they're just going to give this up completely. I mean, I don't know what they could possibly do. I'm going to blink in with DK, get the stun into a song. Do they have the Wombo? Okay, the egg. So they'll be able to get a almost guaranteed stun here. And it will go off. There's the Soulbind onto the Naga Siren, though. He's extremely low, but he gets False Promise, so he's going to stay alive a little bit longer. But the supports are starting to drop like nothing is even remotely close to this game.
to pick out the DP at least. It was a valiant effort. I don't think they could have executed
for
that
one.
fight too much better. Except where was Puck?
Middle barracks are under attack.
Was Puck
Well, he
in
died.
that fight? Oh, he died.
He died
okay.
right before that. Yeah.
Right.
So it looks
Never
like you're going to
mind.
be right. There's no way they end this game unless they GG out in the next minute. So
Could have.
congratulations, Syndrome.
Let's wait and see.
Puck trying to be as pesky as possible. He's going to get silenced again. Oh, Inksflow will connect and life drain.
Spell combo is so good. It is so good.
I mean, I can respect what he's trying to do. You know, trying to disrupt things, trying to push out lanes, trying to get the bounties, but they just have good heroes against him.
20k gold lead.
DD is top.
Okay, in your memory, can you remember seeing a game with a 20k gold lead minute 20 and a scoreline of 6-4? I don't think I've ever seen this. I've seen this kind of gold lead before, but then it's like way more stompy in terms of like kills and team fights and whatever. It's just raw farm. It's just gold
Yeah.
from the
That's
map.
true.
It's. I mean, we are talking about it a lot, and maybe it is like a broken record, but there really isn't much else happening in this game than Alk is free farming. The other team's doing nothing about it, and now they're paying the price. It's a very, extremely binary game, actually.
Well, he has the assault,
Yep.
and unfortunately, we won't be seeing this game go much longer because this is where you predicted that the Aghanim Scepters would start coming out, which would really excite me. Would really bring this level of play to the next, level.
I think he would probably go Abyssal first, actually. In this state of the game, he would just buy himself, make himself a monster. He can solo kill Puck with an Abyssal.
The old 6 slot, yep, good
Yeah.
stuff.
Probably.
So they take
It's not
a
hovering
free
anything
Rax at top.
Hey,
Well, looks like Cyber Tractor. They do smoke up here.
Yeah. Last YOLO
This
play.
is their last ditch effort. We'll see what they can pull off. DK pops his form. Pugnot is the initiation. It can't even do enough damage to take him out, at least not yet. Puts down another word. Soul Bind onto 2. Life Drain onto 2 as a result. But here is the Song of Siren, basically saving himself and running away to base. As DK was false promise, but more than enough damage to take him out. And you'd expect the GGs to come out anytime now. Of course, they could wait a minute here so that we're both wrong on the prediction.
1163
Excuse me?
GPMNL.
Yep, that's one of the highest. It's not the record, though. I'd be surprised.
If this game went on for another 3 minutes, I think he would beat the record, actually. I don't know if the
Anything's
Dire
possible.
team have like a codex of we don't give up until the throne falls, but this game is over.
This game is over,
It's
but I'm
very
hoping that
over.
they hold on for 21 more seconds. Hopefully they are listening in and understand how important it is that we're both wrong instead of you being right literally every single time.
Yes.
Oh my god, how many seconds does it take for the GG to actually be official, Cinderin? How many
not what they
seconds?
Go on.
No, it's when the game ends. No. Oh yes, yes. Thank God.
Usually you say when the GG is called, it's over. That's when you time the
No.
game. Come
When
on.
the replay shows how long the game